we're in camp and I've put these gloves on because my hands got quite cold at the end. What happened was, I know what happened. So we're in the Trailstar. So we're undercover and we're going to stay undercover now. So I went down to the water to get water, and I thought, well, I'll be clever, which is never a good thing for me, but I thought, well, I'll be clever and use my waterproof mittens to hold the water thing. But then I thought, well, I might, which was a stupid thing really, because they're bloody waterproof. But anyway, then I thought, well, they're going to get wet. And I thought, well, rather than getting them wet, I'll just quickly hold the water myself and just try and do it, you know, with my hands. And the next thing that happened is, and all the time this is going on, my hands are getting a bit colder and colder down there. And then the next thing that happened is somehow, and I don't know what I did, I must have caught the mitten with my finger or hand or something, and then of course it went straight in the water. And not only did it go in the water, but it went sort of open end upriver, so it just flooded, you know, immediately. So anyway, I got it out the water, luckily, because it's only a mitten and there's nothing else in it. Hopefully we'll dry it out. I'll put it in my pocket and hopefully it will dry, you know, this evening. Anyway, then of course I then put my hand into a now wet mitten because it was now wet, and I thought, well, I'll use it because it'll give some protection. Anyway, I got my water, got back here, and my fingers were absolutely numb. Luckily, I'd already put the shelter up. Maybe I should have put the inner stuff out as well, but I had the shelter up, and that's the important bit. So we got back under the shelter, and I basically just took those gloves off, and then put my hands under my armpits and rubbed them a bit, and then I put these gloves on here. So hands are slowly starting to warm up. So the next thing to do now is to get this ground sheet down, and I think try and get into bed fairly efficiently. I mean, it's probably about 3 o'clock. Yeah, it's only 3 o'clock, but I mean, you know, it won't be dark for another hour or more, but we've had the Trailstar pitched for an hour, well, 45 minutes, something like that. I saw one person run past down by the water over there, but I don't think we're going to have anyone wandering around here. And to be honest, even if there was someone wandering around here, I don't think they're going to worry about a tent being out, to be honest. We're settled into the sleeping bag now. Oh. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. Wow, why not? You know, you could be out walking in that. The thing is though, tomorrow I'm kind of sort of thinking, well, I kind of go that way a bit and that way a bit, and it's not really, I mean, it's a big area up here, but I mean, it's not, you know, actually what I could do, what I could do tomorrow, because I haven't come very far up this waterway. I've come a little way up, but not really very far. What I could do tomorrow would be to walk back to the main path and maybe walk around. I don't know whether that's possible or not. I don't know where anything is now. I've kind of dumped everything everywhere, and I don't know what's what. This cold weather malarkey thing. I'll definitely give it a crack at some point, but I still don't get this this cold weather thing. I don't get it at all. Right, yeah, well, we've come a little way up. Okay, well, you know what, okay, well then, rather than going back and then around, maybe just follow, because there is supposed to be a path that follows this all the way across, and then that goes to Crowden Clough Face, and then yeah. So actually, I think what we'll do tomorrow is we'll carry on up the waterway until we get to Crowden Clough Face, if we get there, if the path exists and we find it. But that will be the attempt. That would be. I mean, it's not even 2 kilometers. It's probably about 1 3/4 kilometers, and then you've really then got the fairly easy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it's about 9, 10, 11, 12. It's quite a long way. I don't know whether we'll do that or not. Let's see what time we get going. But if we don't, then we could get to the 5-minute crossing thing and just cross there. Because I did that once with my other Christian, and that gets you to the top of Blackton Brook, and that would cut off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a good 6 kilometers. So that would reduce the walk in half, which is no bad thing, and then try and find something, hopefully maybe at the top of Fairbrook Naze, if I can find something sheltered up there. I mean, here we're not that far away from the top of Fairbrook Naze, really, because we've come a little bit of the way up from the waterfall. So really, we're really not that far from Fairbrook Naze here, bizarrely. In fact, we're as close to the very, very top of Fairbrook Naze here as we are in the Downfall waterfall. I mean, we're probably closer to the waterfall because that's like an exact specific point. Okay, so I think that's our plan for tomorrow then. So we'll carry on the river down to Crowden Clough. And then we'll probably cross over at the 2-minute mile or the 6-minute mile. With that crossing there, because I doubt we'll be gone early in the morning. I was up at 7:30 to park the car, and then there was a ton of space there, so I didn't have to get up quite so early as it happened. I think the next thing to do. So now we've sorted out tomorrow, I think the next thing to do is to find my tea stuff and put the kettle on. Oh, look at this dog. Lassie, move. Come on. Oh, God. Absolutely bizarre dog. I think she's eaten most of her food, so I don't quite know if she's burying some of it or what. I just thought I would show you the madness that is this dog. So, you know, I try to be a responsible dog owner and put a waterproof mat down on a foam mat for insulation. I mean, maybe she'll go on it later on, but oh, you are hopeless. I mean, she's a collie, so she must realise that that is warmer and drier than that. Welcome to evening camp. It's only it's just 6:45. All right, well, we've settled in nicely. When I first got here, I put on my down booties and my down leggings just to sort of stay warm when I got into the sleeping bag, but I've taken those off now. I wasn't getting too hot, but I didn't want to get too hot, you know, with that. I've put my gloves, I've put kind of down in here. They're a bit on the damp side, so I'm kind of hoping, and they feel a bit manky down there, but I'm kind of hoping that, you know, the warmth of my the warmth of my bosom, mind you, my bosom's not quite down there, is it? But, you know, I'm kind of just hoping that that I will dry them out for tomorrow. But I've got about 2 or 3 pairs of gloves, so it wouldn't matter if I didn't. But I will try and dry them out. What we'll do is we'll have something to, you know, to eat now. I've eaten half of my crackers, so I think I'm quite hungry, and I didn't really have breakfast. So all I've had today really is 3 snack bars and half a packet of Ritz biscuits. So we're gonna have, this is what Chris used in one of his camps when I was with him. I thought we'll have that. So we've got to put some water in and take the tea bag out. Note to self, and you can remind me too, somehow I forgot Lass's bowl, and I've never done that before. I must have taken it out for some bizarre reason and not put it back in again. So luckily I've got the jet boil, which has that on the bottom, so that's that was handy. All right, so I don't know whether that's enough water or not, but what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to have soup and in fact what I'll do is I'll have the pasta first. I think I'll have the pasta first. Sometimes I mix them together, but if I've got too much water, which is possible, then I'll put a soup in just to even it out a little bit. It's not very nice out there today. It's I can hear it. It's raining. It's really unpleasant, but we're very cozy here. Once again, we've somehow missed the freezing cold weather. I think it's around about 1.5 degrees or something like that. Yeah, it's plus 1.8. It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I try and get out in the winter for some cold weather, and it doesn't seem to matter what I do, but I might get out in the weather, it's warmed up. Not that I'm exactly calling 1.8 centigrade warm, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I think there's a high probability that we will get up to Scotland later in the month. So if we do that, then we'll be up in the Cairngorms with Chris. So it will definitely be cold up there. So at least we're we're getting a bit of we're getting sort of practice. I don't quite know what kind of practice it is, but we're getting a practice of sort. I definitely need to, like I said, I'm walking at home twice a day, so I'm averaging about 8 kilometers most days. I notice sometimes when I'm in the sleeping bag and I bend my knee, my knee, well, yeah, well, you're bending your knee to bend your leg, aren't you? And then stretch my leg out, then I get a little bit of cramp sometimes. It's not bad and it doesn't last very long. I just move my leg or hold my leg in position, as it were, and then it clears quite quickly. And I have plenty of drinks, because I know you can get cramp if you don't, you know, if you're dehydrated. All right, so we'll break it up, because this, I know, is in quite big pieces. You know, they're very long. The only thing I think you need to be a bit careful with this stuff, although it's so damp, I think it will soon get damp anyway, and then it won't be so sharp, but they're really sharp little pieces, so I think you have to be pretty careful not to get the bits anywhere near your airbag. I definitely think we've overdone the water there a bit. Anyway, let's get this powdery stuff in, and then we've got this funny saucy, as if I wasn't saucy enough. Oh God. Okay. I don't need any excuses, do I? Pretty sticky stuff. Eee. It's quite unpleasant, isn't it? Okay, I think that's probably done. I think what I'm going to do, I think I have overdone the water, so I can use the excess water, of which there's plenty. I'll use that for soup. All right, well, I'm going to try and eat this, and then we'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm going to wish you all a good night. Unless anything extraordinary happens, then I will see you all in the morning, or the next part of the video. As always, thank you very much for watching. And while I think of it, a special thank you to the members. I should just mention them just occasionally, so thank you very much. Until the next part, next day, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching, everybody.